Breathe, breathe.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Edge of Clarity blog. Once again, my name is Armand, and I'm just really glad that I'm able to see you guys in the new year. I know it's been a little while since the year has been here, a few days, and I haven't yet told you this, so Happy New Year. And I hope that you are deciding to do something different this year. That's the only way to experience different results than what we got last year. You know, they say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting different results. So let's not be crazy, and let's try to change things up. What God challenged me with this morning was in the reading of Matthew chapter 5. And if you know the book of Matthew, that is the location of his Jesus' famous Sermon on the Mount. And it begins with the Beatitudes. Beatitudes were essentially like a code of ethics for the disciples and really just a standard of conduct for all of us believers. And I want to read through those real quick here, and then I want to challenge you guys with something. Okay, so in Matthew chapter 5, verse 3, it begins. And this is from the New Living Translation. There are other fabulous translations, but I like the New Living Translation often because it really breaks down exactly what it is that God's trying to say to me. And He speaks clearly to me through it. So verse 3, God blesses those who are poor and realize their need for Him, for the kingdom of heaven is theirs. Verse 4, God blesses those who mourn, for they will be comforted. God blesses those who are humble, for they will inherit the whole earth. God blesses those who hunger and thirst for justice, for they will be satisfied. God blesses those who are merciful, for they will be shown mercy. God blesses those whose hearts are pure, for they will see God. God blesses those who work for peace, for they will be called the children of God. And God blesses those who are persecuted for doing right, for the kingdom of heaven is theirs. So we see a lot of the blessing of God on believers, and specifically believers who have specific characteristics here. Now, all of these could very well be considered fruits of the Spirit. The Spirit is what is going to be building these characteristics within you. But it's very important that we don't get the lazy, sit down in a corner and watch God work attitude about the work that He does within us. In order for these characteristics to really start to become part of who we are, we actually are going to need to participate in this. Actually, from another video from the One Thing Conference, there was a speaker, Corey Russell, who said a line that I thought was interesting. I mean, it might not be extremely biblical, but he said, God doesn't dance with mannequins. He needs a partner. Scratch that. He wants a partner. He doesn't need anything. He wants you to partner with Him in this dance, this life that we have, the creation He's trying to build within us. He's already made us new. Now He's trying to bring us to the realization of our perfection, which is when we become perfectly like Jesus, which is when we reach heaven. So right now we want to participate with Him in that within us. How are we going to do that? For me, and I think it's pretty clear that most of us work the same way. We need to actually submit ourselves to God. We need to interact with Him and find out what it is that He wants from us on a daily basis. And I'm looking at these Beatitudes, and I see 8 different things that God calls us to, 8 different characteristics that He wants to instill within all of His believers. And what I think I want to do is I want to take each one of those and spend a week focusing on that beatitude and looking throughout His entire Word, get the full counsel of God on what it means for that characteristic to be true. And I want to challenge each of you guys to journey along with me with this. And I'm kind of getting a feel for who would like to actually participate in this with me. I'm thinking about even making it sort of an online Bible study. So it would be 1 week studying on a beatitude. I might even create a separate blog or maybe a Facebook group that we would use for the discussion of this. And really, when I say participate with this, it can be any level of participation. It could just be where you are committing to, maybe view the weekly blog that I do about that beatitude. It could be where you yourselves create a video where you're discussing the beatitude and you submit that to the page. It could be where you are reading through that scripture or some other scriptures that you find, and there's some ways that God is interacting with you on it, and you share that written interaction. It could just be where you commit to leave a comment once a week, or something that God has put on your heart for that week. Or maybe it's something that you feel like you need to challenge the rest of the group with. I'm just looking for at least two, because His Word says where there are two or three, He is there. And I want at least two other people to come along with me in this journey. And I want to know if you're one of those two or three. You can interact with me a few different ways. You can either leave a comment here on the YouTube page, or you can leave a comment if you're watching this on the actual blog site. You can leave a comment there. You can Facebook message me, facebook.com/Armand Sheffy, or you can leave me a Twitter message. That's at Mr. Sheffy. That's an easy way to get a hold of me. But right now it is the beginning of January, and I'm thinking about this. I'm going to be praying over this and looking into how this would really work out for the next couple weeks. By the end of January, I would like to have put together the program for this, exactly how we're going to do this, and I also want to know at that point who's with me. So pray about it, think about it, but don't wait too long, because the devil wants to get in there and make sure that you don't become a part of anything that is going to get you closer to God. And this is not, I'm not like guarantee you that you're going to have some supernatural experience, but I am guarantee you that His Word changes things. Submitting yourselves to His Scripture is definitely one of the most important pieces of spiritual growth that you need to get involved in. And it doesn't have to be through this method, but I think you will enjoy it, and I think it's definitely something that if you are unchurched, meaning you don't have any church affiliation or you don't go to church often, this is a great way for you to kind of explore what it would be like to be in a body of believers. And I really, honestly, I'm hoping that I get more people interested in doing this who don't go to church, because honestly, you will benefit the most from this, and you will have the biggest revelation of who God is through this experience. And if you do go to church, I know you might be one of those people that kind of is comfortably relaxed in your position because you go to church every Sunday and you feel that that then is helping you grow. But trust me, just going to church there's a period of growth in that, but then there's also a point where you just are at a stalled state unless you're doing something outside of that to help you grow. Speaking of growth, if you don't know about this, Torch Church is doing a fabulous series right now for the next few weeks on growth. You got to get involved with it. You got to get yourself in the house at Regal Cinemas in Round Lake, or at least to the website so you can check out those messages on this series. It's fabulous. Go to torchchurch.tv and you can check out the messages there. Click on that little picture that says I Grow. You'll be blessed by it. But I also want to encourage you to think about either joining this group or some other group now to really stir you up in your spiritual growth. Be blessed and be a blessing.
I could play the background, I could play the background, 'cause I know sometimes I get in the way. So won't you take the lead, so